A lot of people work hard behind the scenes to keep Parker Schnabel's Yukon mining business running when he's not finding gold on Discovery hit show Gold Rush. Fans want to know how much Parker's crew members get paid while they risk their lives and lies churning pay dirt. 24 hours a day, 7 days a week in the harsh Klondike, the crew works 75 hours a week. How much do they get paid? Which workers make almost $500,000 a year running Parker's risky business? Come along on this fun trip as we look closely at how much Schnabel's group makes. Parker Schnabel tells all about how much his crew gets paid. Gold Rush is the hit show on the Discovery Channel that keeps the attention on young mining mogul Parker Schnabel. Every week, millions of people follow his brave journey to get gold from the harsh Klondike Desert. Fans watch Parker lead the way in each important mining milestone, but they don't notice the daily risks and sacrifice of his entire staff. Let's take a moment to honor Parker's hardworking crew who make it all possible but don't get enough credit. Parker says that workers on his Yukon mine crew put in 75 hours a week for weeks during the short summer mining season. In general, they make about $34 Canadian an hour. Paying by the hour might sound like a pretty cool job, but Parker's claim, which is based on being physically and mentally drained to the limit, says it's about $655,000 Canadian over 25 weeks, or about 6 months, because of the hard Yukon winter that stops digging. Taxes and living costs at the camp are taken into account, and new crew members take home pay gets closer and closer to $40,000 Canadian dollars. It is a very hard job. Parker also said that teams work 12-hour shifts that are very strictly scheduled, starting at 7:00 a.m. until 7:00 p.m. when the summer sun in Alaska allows. As the short season grows older and the days get shorter, shift changes begin at 8:00 a.m. to 7:00 p.m. Parker gives his best workers some nice bonuses, even though the starting pay may not seem like much for the amount of work expected. The mine's huge fleet of rock trucks is one of Schnabel's most valuable assets. The machine workers who are in charge of them can make more than $440,000 Canadian dollars a year. These skilled miners drive huge Caterpillar trucks that can carry up to 50 tons of ore from the fields to the wash plant. Their never-ending runs are key to beating Parker's high 4,000-ounce $6 million season gold goal, even though it's hard on their bodies and takes a lot of time. Workers who are put in charge of these important tasks could make six figures thanks to Parker's openness. Fans now know more about how much Parker's crew makes. However, it's important to remember that the numbers he shared are medians and averages, not exact amounts. Pay for entry-level jobs changes depending on experience, and bonuses are kept secret. The amounts given could be in Canadian dollar instead of US dollars to those who want to be daring and join Parker Schnabel's Yukon mine crew. This is the real deal. You could work long hours and get some rough treatment from Mother Nature in exchange for a good living, even though it's not your normal 9-to-5 job. Parker and his crew are making dreams come true 1 ounce at a time in the Klondike. Parker Schnabel's huge success is due in large part to the hustle and hard work of his crew, along with gold at the end of the season. One thing that is certain about life at Big Nugget Mine is long, hard hours. Good pay is waiting for entry-level newbies who are ready to work long hours for little pay, but life won't always be easy, as we've already talked about. Schnabel's new crew members work 75 hour weeks their first season. In just 5 days, that's more than twice as many hours as a normal 40-hour office job when the mine is busy. And there is a lot of daylight. Those long shifts last from 7:00 a.m. until just before midnight. As fall gets closer to the Yukon, the days get shorter, but crews still work nonstop from 8 a.m. to 7:00 a.m. every day, turning 12-hour cranks. It's an endless loop of unbearably long days, meant to get as much gold as possible out of the ground Before winter comes and stops everyone, there are millions of dollars at stake every season, and sitting idle cuts into profits too much when your boss is a taskmaster like Parker Schnabel. You can't skip steps or take too long to do something because of the short mining window. This hard pattern lasts for 25 weeks, or until the harsh Yukon winter makes it too cold to continue. As of the end of the week, workers are getting paid an average of $34 Canadian an hour for their hard work. When you break it down, this comes to about 63,000 Canadian dollars over the 25-week mining time, or $2,520 Canadian dollars for every 75 hours worked. Bonuses are given based on success measures, which Parker doesn't want anyone else to know about. It's still a mystery, but since the amount of gold found in the Klondike increases every day in the summer, bonus rewards are likely to be big for the hardworking workers. The experienced operators who run Big Nugget's mechanical workhorses make a lot of money every year. The master drivers who run Parker's rock truck regiment get paid more than anyone else every day. These experienced professionals are in charge of unique Caterpillar 740B 50-ton trucks that are worth more than $750,000 each. They carefully and precisely move tons of loose gold from different claims to the wash plant, where it is sorted. People who drive rock trucks are very important to Parker's search for gold at Big Nugget Mine. They are like the heartbeat of the business because they ensure the wash plant, an essential part of gold recovery, keeps running smoothly. Gold always has rocks to use. The big goal of getting 4,000 ounces of gold worth $6 million per season would be very hard to reach without the constant hard work of Parker's crew. For Parker, failure is not an option because every mining year his fame and family history are at risk. Although we wouldn't say the exact amount mentioned, that rock truck drivers make an impressive $440,000 Canadian dollars during shooting. They earn more than 3.5 times as much as entry-level crew hands. This high pay reflects their hard work, as hundreds of loads are moved daily and jobs never end. In the middle of chaos, few people are skilled enough to navigate narrow trails next to cliffs at high speeds, move 50 tons of loose rock at a time, and master complicated gear transfer systems. The fact that they can keep going for hours on end through the harsh Klondike environment shows how tough and experienced the experts behind the wheel are. Parker's fleet is a place where luck favors the brave. With so much riding on his biggest rigs, Parker spends all the money he can on the best rock trucks in the Yukon. Their six-figure paychecks outshine the earnings of teams that worked all season in the dirt for fractions of what they earn driving monster machines. If you have the guts to operate Parker's most dangerous mining equipment, the benefits are legendary, on par with the rising star himself. Room and board living in a mining camp saves money in addition to their big paychecks. Parker Schnabel's crew gets basic food and has their living costs covered by housing workers in mine camps close to his claims. Parker keeps operating costs low as teams don't have to pay much for their own housing. This setup is especially helpful for newcomers facing their first hard Klondike winter. Simple housing is more important than the risks of finding short-term rentals far away in rural places like Dawson City and Arceau. The rough bunks at the hostel may not have all the comforts of home, but working long days and nights together builds community. Fresh-faced young miners don't worry about outside living problems their first year. Instead, they focus on working hard and playing hard when they have free time. Parker understands this better than anyone because he used to work as a miner when he was a teenager and grew up in similar remote settings. He makes it easier to attract top talent to the North by offering full packages that include crew pay, food, and lodging on site. This talent is ready to spend Months sleeping in simple trucks that are crammed together when you're in. Equipment operator making over $500,000. A year driving big machines. The simple comforts of homes seem like a small price to pay. Parker's arrangements don't end with ensuring people have beds and a place to stay. The team cooks, serves hearty, healthy food to everyone during peak season. Teams work 12-hour days in harsh, freezing weather and burn a huge number of calories every shift, ensuring his team eats hot, well-balanced meals every 6 hours, keeps their spirits up, and maintains their performance in the field. Focus is crucial when using tools worth hundreds of thousands of dollars while not getting much sleep and still needing to be very accurate. Crews don't have to waste time going into town to get groceries on their days off. Instead, they can relax with good food and drinks around common tables and fires at camp. Their main goal is to get ready for the next big shift of chasing Parker's targets by providing the basic comforts they need to rest. Future output is protected off-season recovery and rewards as profitable as it is to mine for gold in the famous convict Parker Schnabel business is run by a strict clock. The mining season ends when the harsh Yukon winter sets in at the end of October, giving workers a much-needed 5-month break. This extra time allows both people and machines to recover before the fires start up again in the spring, when team members are given time off they need it to recuperate from working 75 hours a week during peak season. What better place to rest for the holidays than at home with family and familiar comforts? Parker's veterans